the streets. This is literally on the streets. If you guys watch my videos enough, you know that the pedicab guys usually rest right next to me. Most of over the years, I've had as very varied interactions with them as there are people. But primarily, most of them being young, having a kind of goofy job, and being in a liberal city, are extremely liberal. And we've had our bouts back and forth, but over the years, a few of them come over and they actually talk. And then a few of them are, have helped me out. Antoine is a great example. He helped me with a few of my videos and setting up my website and all. So, they said, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. This kid, he's a nice guy. He's one of the ones, he's a seeker. He's trying to find out what the truth is, and he comes over from time to time and he talks. And at heart, in his inner self, I think he's probably more, libertarian than he is anything else. But this little talk exposes a few things about him. And I think he exposes a few things about himself that he discovers. But it's a good little talk, and hopefully I see more of this kid, because I hope he does do his blog like he says, because he's got a good head on his shoulders. I'll give him he's all right. So anyway, let's again, if you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. Please do share. That helps a great deal in getting around the censorship that we're being exposed to. And of course, if you'd like to, getting one of my designs on a t-shirt or, cell phone cover or a mug or whatever is always helpful. Of course, you just like to give me money outright. I don't want to use that either, but I really get a thrill out of it when you get my work. So without further ado, let's get to the video. And I wanted it because a lot of the liberals were coming up and going, "You're promoting sexual aggression," when I had the grab here and there. Right. So I figured I'd, go ahead and put the non-grab, and it still has the same humorous effect.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a good move.
Yeah. I think so too. Cool. So, yeah. I mean, I already got enough shock art, going on. With, so this is, family-friendly kind of a place. So make it a little bit more like that.
Well, I appreciate that. I really think I respect. I don't really I don't know. I just like to be an independent thinker, so I'm not sure I agree with everything that you're for, but I definitely appreciate that you do what you do.
Well, I mean, being an independent thinker these days is kind of rare, Anyway, yeah. I think, whoa! Yeah, the groupthink, thing is one that I'm trying to get people out of, because when people get caught up listening to because you don't call it programming for nothing, if you're watching programs, you're getting programmed. So, so trying to get people, to see things in a different perspective.
That's a great thing. I'm actually, I'm working on a blog about I haven't published it yet, but a blog about just some ideas that I have, because I kind of orient myself on the left because all of my friends are on the left, but I totally agree with kind of your.
Well, that's kind of groupthink, isn't it?
I know, but it's just I don't know, man. I'm a young hip man, and I want to get laid, and and you do what's cool, But
you can get laid on the right too,
Yeah. I just I'm not into those. I'm not into.
Well,
those
what is it that you find attractive to the left that drives you there? I mean, what would?
So what I'm down for on the left is I think that there is a history of oppression in multiple ways in this country, and we do need to help those who have been.
But the oppressors have been the left. I mean, if you look at the history of the left, they're the ones that started the KKK. They're the ones that, the Nazis were the National Socialist, right? So, I mean, everything that the left talks about is a lie, because everything they do is about repression. And especially now that we have them trying to stop free speech.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even defend that?
Totally.
If you'd like to leave anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund, any small donation? Yeah, because, I mean, the big thing about them taking down InfoWars.
Yeah.
How do you defend that?
Sinister, yeah.
I mean, I've appeared on InfoWars numerous times. I know those people.
Yeah.
And, just to say, because they're having an effect. Because, I mean, the first sign of tyranny is when you don't have an argument, you censor.
Yeah.
And that's what Google, Facebook, Twitter.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to move my
yeah, sure.
over here, but I'll be right back.
So you can see where this kid is coming from, and where basically his mind is at. He listens to reason, and he's not totally sold on the liberal agenda. He's out there searching and seeking. So a few minutes later, I came back and went on a little bit further. Here it is.
The fact of the matter, I don't think that you change the hordes. I don't think that you get people out of groupthink by shouting at them.
No.
So what I'm kind of trying to do is trying to infiltrate the left and then use the rhetoric of the left to kind of get people to see their own.
Indeed, and if I get into a shouting match out here, it's typically because, one, they started it. Two, there's about a 25% of the populace. You're not changing their mind. You're just not doing it. I don't care what you do, what you say. They will not see the truth. They do not care about the truth. They're programmed. And so with them, I just have no patience for them.
Yeah.
And I really don't have any respect for them. So, treating them like, I'll try to be, but, kind to them, but I don't see any reason to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just, to my dignity. Maybe other people handle it better than I do, and there are them out there. I do it my particular way. It's like yesterday, a guy who's very calm in his demeanor and all, who was very, very comfortable with allowing the government to regulate hate speech. Now, how do you reason with that? How do you even begin to, if the guy absolutely believes that after explaining to him, but he didn't even know what the First Amendment was, this guy. He would, how about your rape? And I'm just I was appalled that anybody would even think that they would allow the government to regulate speech. I mean, that, and then he shifted into, well, you brought up the example of, yelling fire in a theater is against, the government regulates that, so you say no, you understand. They have laws against, if I threaten you physically, that's against the law. If I say something that could physically harm you, like yelling fire in a theater, that could physically harm you. If I libel you and I hurt you business-wise, there are laws against that. But your feelings don't matter. There's nothing in the Constitution, because how do you judge somebody else's feelings?
Yeah.
How do you one person's humor could be another person's, they're upset.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why they didn't put it in. So that's when the left gets into this whole, well, they banned Alex Jones because of his hate speech. Give me an example. They can't. Because he lies. Give me an example. And who's telling you have to go to his site? Millions and millions of people go there voluntarily, but you're telling them you can't go? How do you defend that?
Yeah.
They can't. So everything on the left right now is fascism. disguised as they're saving democracy. Bullshit. If you're saving democracy, we got things called voting to do that, and you lost.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can't handle it, well, that's your problem. How you doing, ladies?
Take a picture?
Oh, of course you can. That's what I got it there for. You want me to get a picture of three together, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You just want Donald? Do you? We'll take a couple of them, all right?
Get all in between all of them.
Well, you stand right here. The two of you stand over here, and I'm going to get you just with Donald, and then we'll get you all with all of you, okay?
So it was nice talking.
All right, brother. Anytime, man.
I'll be back around.
Anytime. You don't have to do that, brother.
Oh, it's all right.
All right. He loves to be seen with pretty women, man. I'm telling you. Mega. All right. Now let's get...
We're going to do thumbs down, lock her up over here. Yeah. All right. Thumbs down.
Okay. Make sure you like them.
Hey. I bet they're incredible. They're fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, here's a couple of get out of jail free cards from you from Hillary Clinton.
Thank you.
This is good for any crime in the world.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
And on the back is my YouTube channel, and if you want to get any of my stuff on apparel, you can walk around and piss liberals off.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you. I'm doing it.